I went preaching many years ago, and we entered a village. And as soon as we arrived, an old woman came with a whip in her hand and began to beat me. So if you talk of being beaten for Christ's sake, I have. And all our team men rushed the woman. So you cannot address and beat our leader like that. And I said, no, leave her alone. She's saying something we didn't understand. So let her continue the beating. And after some whip, she made a statement. How can you come to my territory? Is this how to enter a man's land? I have the key to this land and you are intruding. So I canceled the meeting. I told all our men, let's go back. We left and declared 1 month fasting and prayer, speaking to the land, demanding the new ownership of the land, and declaring that from today we're in charge of this land. So we came back a month after. As soon as we drove in, there was a shout in the house of that woman. She screamed, shouted, they have taken the land from me, and she fell and died. That's to tell you, no land is vacant. No life is vacant. Every man is occupied by certain spirit, and today we declare every strange occupant, today we sack them in the name of Jesus. In the new army we're looking forward to is an army that will dominate every territory they enter. Every territory they enter. And hear me and quote me, no life is free and no territory is free. A fight is required to take over territories and take over lives. So we must dominate. I was having my prayer time in our church at night. It's a night vigil. Just me alone. Just me alone. Praying and praying and praying. And there's this strange bird that entered the auditorium. But initially I excuse it because the auditorium is large enough, and if there's any careless opening, a bird could come in. So I wasn't bothering myself. I continued praying. And the more I was praying, the more I had an instruction in me. This is not just a bird. Speak to it. Now the bird was on the hanger of the lights, the stage lights. And look at me if you can. I didn't throw stones. I didn't shout. I pointed to it. And I said, you bird, follow the direction of my hand. And as soon as I moved, the bird moved. And I pointed down, and the bird fell down and died. So the following day, we pick it up and burn it. Now, you take charge of the air. There are volumes of spirit in the spiritual atmosphere. And if you are not spiritually inclined and sensitive, then you can be praying and wear the uniform and not be able to break through the spiritual realm. Have dominion over everything that flies in the air. Have dominion over everything in the sea, the fishes and all the preciousness of the sea. Have dominion over anything that creepeth on the ground. Now, to have dominion requires daring the powers that exist there. To have dominions require boldness, commitment to instruction of the commanding officer. Have dominion over the forces in the air. Not only are there negative forces, there are also forces that are using the airwaves, and you can profit by that if you exercise dominion. Say, no man that warreth entangled himself with the affairs of this life. I need to say this before I talk about strategy for the army. Entanglement is what a man walks into. Say, no man that is involved in this army should entangle himself with the affairs of this life. If you read other translation, it says with civilian affairs. Don't get entangled. And part of the thing that entangled us today is lust. You meant well, you love God, you want to please God, but there is a struggle with lust. Lust of the eye, lust of the flesh, and pride of life. Don't ever over-exaggerate yourself. If you will last in the army, you must be focused. You must be sure you are not trapped to lust of the eye and lust of the flesh and, of course, the pride of life. A very humble person will go far in the hands of God. A very focused person will see details that others do not see. And you cannot run beyond what you have seen. You see nothing, you go nowhere. You see something, you go to nations, you go to places. So may the Lord open your eyes to see and to understand what you are seeing and to interpret it correctly well. That makes a difference. Several years we're praying, myself and my prayer partner, and we got the map of the world. You know, this ball map of the world. And we're rolling it like this and touching the nations and speaking. We command the doors of this nation to open. We command this one to open. Today, all the nations we touch on the globe, it has opened. We have entered into them, and it has happened so. That's the power of praying. So a prayerful man in this army, he sees the end from the place of prayer before the journey begins. When you are prayerful, there are details God will make available to you. When you are prayerful, there are instructions nobody here but you. And you'll be able to stand and say, Lord, I heard you. But no matter what you hear, please be guided. Please be properly counseled. So that zeal with your presumed instruction do not make you run against yourself. It's so important. If you will last in this army, prayerfulness is where you get instructions, strategy, and God teaches you how to plan. That's very important. And I'm telling you, prayer will do the things natural strength cannot do. So choose prayer. And I'm sure you've been praying here, and keep praying. Beyond this meeting, keep praying, because the fire will fall. And you will carry fire to your generation. The new army we're talking about must not live in offense. Offenses will weaken you. Offenses will keep you stagnated in the army. And part of the thing that bring offenses at times is when you think somebody is better than you, or you are jealous for what somebody has attained, or you feel unsafe because somebody is making a progress and you are not, and then you become offended. Offenses will reduce your chances. Nobody goes far in this army with offenses. So you must deal with offense, jealousy, backbiting, and discrediting of one another, especially if you see somebody who is doing better than you. This army required a teamwork, because where somebody is weak, another person is strong. So we always need one another, but offenses will keep you disadvantaged. So do not allow bitterness and offenses and jealousies to keep you back